Welcome to webinar number 6 in the Promoting Employment for Homeless Veterans series of presentations, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Labor's Veterans Employment and Training Service, the National Veterans Training Institute, or NVTI, and the National Coalition for Homeless Veterans. The logic underlying this webinar is fairly simple. The more our clients possess skills that enable them to contribute to an employer's success, the more likely it is that our clients will be hired, be paid well, and be able to take advantage of employment advancement opportunities. It also addresses a paradox facing both job seekers and businesses. On one hand, our job-seeking clients are unable to find good jobs. At the same time, employers who offer jobs with good pay, benefits, and prospects for advancement are unable to find job candidates with the necessary skills. Job-driven training is a potential solution to this people without jobs, jobs without people dilemma. For the next 25 minutes, we will be looking at programs and resources that can close the skill gap affecting our clients and many businesses in our community, focusing on 3 of the most common job-driven training approaches. On-the-job training, OJT, which most of us are probably familiar with, apprenticeships, an option that many of us may be less familiar with, and accelerated learning using the example of boot camps. We will describe these 3 approaches in more detail, explain why they benefit both our job-seeking clients and local employers, offer practical techniques and resources for disabled veteran outreach program specialists, DVOPs, and other American Job Center and employment specialist staff who assist job seekers with identifying and selecting opportunities that best fit their interest and aptitudes, navigate the application process, and succeed in the programs and in the world of work. Suggest ways that leavers or employer outreach staff can discover job-driven training opportunities in the community and to assist employers explore the benefits and mechanics of launching or partnering with job-driven training programs. As is the case with all of the webinars in this series, we've posted a variety of documents and links on the resource page for this webinar. We'll preview these resources later in the webinar. You can access them by scrolling down the home page and clicking on View Homeless Veterans Resources, then scrolling down to Webinar 6. First, let's look at some definitions. On-the-job training. In an on-the-job training or OJT arrangement, an employer trains a paid participant who engages in productive paid work that assists the participant to master knowledge and hard and soft skills that are essential to the full and adequate performance of the job. In some cases, our AJC can enter into an OJT agreement in which the employer is reimbursed for up to 50% of the wage rate of the participant, for extraordinary cost of providing the training, and for additional supervision of the trainee. Also, in the OJT agreement, there is an understanding, whether written or implied, that the employer will hire the trainee upon successful completion of the training. Apprenticeships. An apprenticeship is a combination of on-the-job training and related instruction, often classroom-based, in which workers learn the practical and theoretical aspects of a highly skilled occupation. Apprenticeships take long to complete, many last 4 years, but the payoff can be significant. Those who complete a registered apprenticeship increase their annual wages by $7,000 on average. Apprenticeship programs can be sponsored by individual employers, joint employer and labor groups, and/or employer associations. Pre-apprenticeship training is designed to increase or upgrade specific academic, cognitive, or physical skills that will assist an individual to qualify for entry into a specific trade or occupation. Although we tend to think of skilled trades when we hear the words apprenticeships, registered apprenticeship programs offer access to over 1,000 career areas. Boot camps. Boot camps are accelerated and short-term training programs designed to quickly provide participants with marketable skills. The format is frequently used in the tech industry to teach software coding, but the same concept can be used to teach other occupational skills. Boot camps designed around construction or manufacturing skills are typically offered by community colleges, technical colleges, or community-based organizations. Boot camps often last between several weeks to several months. The training is intensive, often lasting 7 or 8 hours of learning per day, often for 5 days a week. Boot camp features a low instructor-to-student ratio and emphasizes practical hands-on training on high-demand skills, with the goal of qualifying learners for good jobs. Now let's take a quick look at the 7 principles underlying job-driven training. We'll closely quote Ready to Work, Job-Driven Training and American Opportunity, released by the White House in July of 2014. These principles are also laid out in Training and Employment Guidance Letter number 3-14, including attachments A and B plus appendices, titled Implementing a Job-Driven Workforce System. By the way, both of these documents provide examples of how workforce agencies, workforce intermediaries, and employers around the country are applying these principles. Principle 1, Engaging Employers, involves working with employers, industry associations, and labor unions early in the process of designing education and job training programs. Together, we are able to more accurately determine local or regional hiring needs and to design training programs that are responsive to those needs. This process builds backwards, from the employer to the training to the student. When you embrace this principle, you see both the client and the employer as your primary audiences. The goal is to equip individuals with skills that have high likelihood of leading to employment. Programs should also seek employer commitments to provide work-based learning opportunities to participants and to hire program graduates. Principle 2, Earn and Learn, emphasizes the importance of developing work-based learning opportunities, including on-the-job training, paid internships, pre-apprenticeships, and registered apprenticeships as training paths to employment. While classroom-based learning can be important, individuals are more likely to master new skills when hands-on experience in a work environment is integrated with classroom learning. Principle 3, Smart Choices, highlights the importance of using labor market data when determining what programs should be offered and what skills should be taught, when guiding job seekers as they choose what to study and where they should apply for jobs. By following trends in regional, state, and national labor markets, you can more accurately anticipate the number and type of jobs available and specific job characteristics, skills, requirements, and career opportunities. Analyzing your local labor market information can help you make the direct connection between a veteran's skills and available jobs. The gaps between skills and jobs drive your training decisions and inform your conversations with veterans about the employment plan. Principle 4, Measurement Matters, underlines the importance of measuring and evaluating employment and earnings outcomes so that job seekers can choose appropriate training and programs can continuously improve these outcomes. Measured outcomes quantify how training programs promote employee satisfaction, job retention, and career and earnings growth, so veterans are more likely to stay employed, not come back through your door. Principle 5, Stepping Stones, stresses the importance of promoting a seamless progression from one educational or training stepping stone to another. When you talk to veterans about stepping stones in their career progression, you may be better able to have a realistic conversation about the first steps needed for job success that lead to a meaningful career. Principle 6, Opening Doors, addresses the need to neutralize barriers that stand between any American who is willing and able to work and job-driven training and hiring. Opening doors may involve the provision of supportive services such as transportation, child care, and financial and benefits counseling. Programs also should provide accommodations for persons with disabilities and include supportive employment services as appropriate. This is your opportunity to be an advocate for the veterans you serve and to utilize community agencies that fill gaps in accommodations, expertise, and supportive services. Principle 7, Regional Partnerships, emphasizes the importance of collaborations among all pieces of the puzzle: employers, potential employees, training and education providers, American job centers, higher education institutions, labor organizations, philanthropic organizations, state and local human service agencies, vocational rehabilitation agencies, Medicaid agencies, centers for independent living, supported employment providers, community and faith-based organizations, and other nonprofit organizations. These partnerships enable us to weave a network of employment, training, and related services that enable our clients to overcome the barriers to becoming and staying employed, thereby ensuring the vulnerable populations can take full advantage of job-driven training programs. Job-driven training approaches deliver a win-win for both our job-seeking clients and the employers we're partnering with. Let's look at apprenticeships as an example. Apprentices, for example, will enjoy immediate employment, usually with benefits while in training, regular wage progression as skills increase, supervised, structured, on-the-job training that result in marketable set of technical and work skills, related classroom instruction which often carries college credit. Some apprenticeship programs pay for this instruction. Some states reduce tuition for apprenticeships, and eligible veterans can use their GI Bill tuition benefits to cover cost. A nationally recognized credential they can take anywhere. Additional income through GI Bill benefits to include the subsistence and housing allowances. Employers who participate in apprenticeship programs enjoy a reliable supply of new competent and productive employees, a reliable way to ensure knowledge among experienced workers who may be nearing the age of retirement is transferred to younger workers thanks to a carefully documented and well-structured approach to on-the-job learning, enhanced recruiting efforts and reduced turnover, more flexible workforce due to greater employee skills, greater customer satisfaction resulting from quality workmanship, and an emphasis on safety training that may reduce worker compensation cost. At first glance, many of the homeless clients we work with may seem like less than ideal candidates for these programs. However, as we emphasized in Webinar 5, if we focus on an individual's ability and on what he or she is able to do rather than on what the client is unable to do, we will help the client assemble and utilize a network of supportive services. Then their possibilities expand. Second, any veteran who successfully completed basic training or boot camp and their initial military occupation-related training has demonstrated that he or she are capable of mastering a great deal of information in a brief period of time. Third, upgraded skill sets can offset many of the concerns employers have about hiring our clients. When promoting job-driven training among our clients, it's important to understand these obstacles to successfully pursuing training that they may face. If the training is not an earn and learn scheme such as an apprenticeship or on-the-job training program, clients may lack sufficient resources to support themselves during the training. Clients may be unaware of the training opportunities. They may be unfamiliar with the application process or prerequisites. Clients may not fully appreciate the return they will enjoy on their investment of time and effort by successfully completing the job training program. The same issues that interfere with working, lack of reliable transportation or child care, for example, may interfere with their ability to attend and complete training. They may lack confidence in their ability to complete the training, or they may have an unrealistic, optimistic understanding of what the program will require of them. Clients may need to refresh or upgrade their math, reading, or test-taking skills that have become rusty. Here are some possible countermeasures to these obstacles. First, we and our clients should learn as much as possible about the training, including the expectations of participants, the academic and/or technical skills participants will need to possess to succeed in the training, the application and selection process, and other logistical or administrative aspects of the program, including the length of the program, daily schedules, work and learning locations, and so on. We may be able to find some of this information, especially for apprenticeships, online. More established programs will provide contact information, describe the application process, and provide a wealth of other information on their website. Our employer outreach colleagues at our AJC may be able to conduct a face-to-face research with members of apprenticeship committees, with supervisors involved with OJT programs, and with community college staff who have insights into boot camps or other accelerated programs. They may also be able to arrange for their contacts to provide informational briefings, presentations, or workshops at our AJC or at other employment program partner locations. The goal at this stage is to develop a complete and accurate understanding of both the benefits our clients will enjoy by taking advantage of the training opportunity and what's required to successfully complete the program. Skills refresher programs including credit and non-credit math, reading, computer skills, and other adult basic education courses, pre-apprenticeship programs offered by community colleges or community-based organizations, online learning options, and self-study guides or manuals. Wraparound assistance provided by members of our supportive services network such as child care, transportation subsidies, benefits counseling, legal aid, and behavioral health. Financial aid sources, including GI Bill benefits or Pell Grants, if the employer does not pick up the entire cost of the related classroom instruction in an apprenticeship program, or if our client enrolls in a boot camp training program or a refresher class at a community college or technical institution. Opportunities to gain work experience and acquire the skills that will impress an apprenticeship selection committee. For example, apprenticeship staff may be able to tell us about local volunteering opportunities that provide related experience and may even list these online, and assistance customizing the client's cover letter and resume, as well as his or her interview answers and skills, since applying for apprenticeship is very similar to applying for a job. Third, we can meet one or more times with our clients to discuss the obstacles to qualifying and succeeding in a job-driven training program, as well as the strengths, assets, and resources they can draw upon to overcome those obstacles. These conversations inform our mutual employment planning process and guide how it is updated over time. A side note, as is the case when we are attempting to build relationships with employers, it's important that we do a consistent and effective job of matching clients with job-driven training opportunities. Apprenticeship selection committees, for example, will be eager to partner with an organization that reliably prepares and screens motivated candidates who are ready to take on the challenges of an apprenticeship. If we are leavers or employer outreach staff, there are two strategies we can follow to support the job-driven training initiatives. First, we can canvass employers throughout our community to identify those currently offering job-driven training opportunities. Since we play a key role in informing our AJC colleagues, including DevOps and employment services staff, and other employment program partners who serve job-seeking clients directly about these opportunities, here are several questions we should ask employers. How often do you accept applications into the program? How many applicants do you accept for each cohort? Is there a waiting list? And if so, what's a realistic waiting time for someone applying to the program now? How do individuals apply for the program? How can they get additional information about the program? What academic or technical skills and work experience do you either require or recommend that participants possess? Does the job training provide an earn and learn element? If so, as will be the case with any on-the-job training or registered apprenticeships, what are the typical pay rates participants will earn during the training phase? If tuition or fees must be paid by the participant, is the apprenticeship program or training provider approved for GI Bill financial aid? When discussing a boot camp or other external training program, either with employers or with the training provider, which might be a community college or community-based organization, here are some issues to discuss. Is successful completion of the program likely to lead to a job offer? Is the training program closely aligned with employers' needs? Do employers participate in delivering at least part of the training? Did the employer provide input when the curriculum was being developed? Does the training lead to an employer or nationally recognized certification? The second strategy we can pursue involves educating employers or employer groups about job-driven training options. We could stress the benefits of creating, joining, or supporting a job-driven training, as well as the details of establishing a registered apprenticeship or an OJT program. We could also connect them with people, programs, and information sources that can support their efforts to establish their own in-house program or to join, collaborate with, or co-sponsor existing programs, such as boot camp courses offered at a nearby community college. Now let's take a quick look at the information and resources available on this webinar's resource page. For a comprehensive overview of the job-driven training concept, including a look at the dozens of federal programs that can contribute to this initiative, download Ready to Work, Job-Driven Training and American Opportunity. For a briefer introduction to share with colleagues, download Ready to Work, New Actions to Expand Job-Driven Training and Broaden the Pathway to the Middle Class. We've also included Training and Employment Guidance Letter, or TEAGL number 3-14, including attachments A and B plus appendices, titled Implementing a Job-Driven Workforce System. For a look at how the Homeless Veteran Reintegration Program, or HVRP, is implementing the Job-Driven Training Program, see Job-Driven Training in HVRP, published by the National Coalition for Homeless Veterans. Next, we've provided an array of resources to share with employers or our AJC colleagues who are unfamiliar with job-driven training options. The Department of Labor's apprenticeships webpage includes two pathways, one aimed at employers and the other at job seekers considering an apprenticeship. Another starting point is Workforce 3.1's 21st Century Registered Apprenticeship Community of Practice webpage. Good places to begin exploring are the blog and resources links. Here are a few of the resources from these two slides that we've posted on our resource page. A quick start toolkit for building registered apprenticeship programs walks prospective apprenticeship sponsors through 5 steps for setting up an apprenticeship program and outlines benefits. The guide describes the components of a program and different models and provides a wealth of links employers can follow to get more detailed information. Setting up a registered apprenticeship program provides additional tips for planning and implementing a program, including an example of a schedule of work processes that illustrates how an apprenticeship provides the structure that ensures all participants master the wide range of skills a fully qualified expert in his or her occupation should possess. The Federal Resources Playbook for Registered Apprenticeships describes a variety of federal workforce and education funds that can provide financial support for job seekers, employers, educational institutions, and workforce intermediaries pursuing, providing, or partnering with apprenticeship programs. Federal agencies profiled in the playbook include the U.S. Departments of Education, Labor, Veterans Affairs, Agriculture, Transportation, and Housing and Urban Development. The Department of Labor has also developed a series of 1- or 2-page information sheets on a variety of apprenticeship-related topics, and we've posted a number of these on our resource page. A number of states have also developed excellent information materials. The state of Wisconsin's apprenticeship It Makes Good Business Sense can serve as a source and model for information sheets that leavers and employer outreach staff can develop to describe the benefits of apprenticeship programs to employers and provide practical tips for implementing one. The state of Washington's Collaborate for Success Integrating Registered Apprenticeship for Washington State Training Manual, available via a link on our resource page, is worth a careful look. Section B of this manual provides details on how workforce centers can support clients who are considering, applying for, and participating in apprenticeship programs, and will be especially useful for DevOps specialists and other employment staff. Section C of the manual contains ideas that leavers and employment outreach staff can use when educating employers about the benefits of sponsoring an apprenticeship program or serving as a training agent, and when answering concerns or clearing up misconceptions that many employers have. Section C also includes a table that highlights how common AJC services can support employers as they develop and operate an apprenticeship program. Some states are served by federal staff working directly with businesses and industry to develop programs that meet the skilled training needs of the employer or sponsor. In other states, a state apprenticeship agency recognized by Department of Labor registers and oversees apprenticeship programs and provides assistance to employers. We can identify the federal or state apprenticeship contact person for your state by following the apprenticeship contact link on our resource page. We have also posted resources for DevOps specialists and others who are working with clients who are pursuing job-driven training options. A recent article from Bureau of Labor Statistics Career Outlook site titled Apprenticeships, Earn and Learn offers a good overview to any of our clients who are unfamiliar with this approach. Anyone helping clients prepare for an apprenticeship will find a wealth of information on the website of the Midwest Technical Assistance Center, run by the Chicago Women in Trades organization. With the information available for download on this website, AJC staff could offer a fairly comprehensive program to help clients refresh their math skills. There are also modules on interviewing, preparing resumes, and dealing with potential obstacles to succeeding in an apprenticeship program. Despite the name of the hosting organization, many of the materials will be as valuable for men as they are for women. We've also included links to several websites for specific apprenticeship programs around the country to illustrate the kind of detailed information we can often locate about a specific program. These sites typically include details about the application process, but some sites also include lists of websites, books, and courses at local community college that will assist prospective applicants improve their odds of earning a spot in an upcoming cohort of apprentices. Up till now, we've emphasized apprenticeships, but let's take a brief look at resources we could tap into when promoting on-the-job training. A good place to start is the Workforce 3.1 Community of Practice webpage for the Building the Next Generation OJT Toolkit. We'll find brief case studies and video testimonies we can share with job seekers and employers. The site also provides a list of talking points and marketing templates we can adapt when promoting OJT among local businesses. For more local details about the on-the-job training agreements, we can talk to our American Job Center colleagues about the guidance, manuals, or other resources our state or local workforce investment board have issued. As we mentioned earlier, not all of our homeless clients will be interested in or qualified for a job-driven training program. In Webinar 7, we'll share ideas and resources for helping clients cover the last mile between their current situation and employment. We'll close this webinar by explaining how you can submit questions you may have. If you scroll down the web page in which you're watching this presentation, you'll see a link labeled Questions and Answers. By clicking on the link, you'll be able to submit a question about anything we've covered today or about issues related to homeless veterans that you'd like us to address in upcoming webinars. We will research the answer to your question and post it on the Questions and Answers page as quickly as possible. So be on the lookout for an email from the National Veterans Training Institute alerting you to the release of webinar number 7.